Excuse me. Hello. Hello.
What am I doing here?
The Korean Mafia boss found me dying in the snow, and instead of leaving me there, he carried me to his bed. 3 days later, I woke up in silk sheets worth more than my entire life, and the most dangerous man in Seoul was cooking me breakfast. In an apron. Looking like a whole snack himself. That's when I knew I was in serious trouble, and I'm not talking about the bullet wound. My mom literally bet me this story won't hit 10,000 views or get 1,000 subscribers. Please help me prove her wrong. Hit that subscribe button like your life depends on it, smash the like, and comment where you're watching from right now. Because what happens next? You're not ready. Nobody is ready. Let's go. The moment Celeste Brown realized her boyfriend was planning to leave her for dead, she was hand-washing his $3,000 Versace shirt. The irony wasn't lost on her. Celeste, we need to talk. Marcus stood in the doorway of his Gangnam penthouse, and behind him was Min-ji Park, daughter of Korea's biggest real estate mogul, draped in Chanel and wearing the diamond bracelet Celeste thought Marcus had bought for her. Celeste's hands stilled in the soapy water. Baby? What's going on? Min-ji giggled, actually giggled, and wrapped her manicured hand around Marcus's arm. Should I tell her, or do you want to? The world tilted sideways. Marcus wouldn't look at her. This man who'd promised her everything 2 years ago when he'd found her working double shifts at that Atlanta diner. This man who'd said, come to Korea with me, and I'll take care of you, and you're my future. This man was a coward. Your employment is terminated, he said flatly, like she was a stranger. You have 1 hour to pack and leave. Celeste laughed. She actually laughed, because her brain couldn't process what was happening. Employment? Marcus, I'm your fiancé. Were you though? Min-ji examined her nails. Because I've been checking his credit card statements, and that ring he gave you? Cubic zirconia. But the one he bought me last week? 3-carat diamond. Flawless. The room spun. Marcus, tell me this is a joke. Celeste's voice cracked. Please. He finally met her eyes, and they were empty. Min-ji's father is giving me the partnership I need. A real future. With someone appropriate. Appropriate. There it was. The truth she'd been ignoring for 2 years. To him, she'd never been a partner. Never been a fiancé. Just free labor with benefits. You have 58 minutes, Min-ji said sweetly. Security is waiting. Pride was Celeste's fatal flaw. Her grandmother had warned her. So instead of breaking down, she smiled. That pageant queen smile that had won her Miss Georgia State at 19. You know what? You're absolutely right. She dried her hands on the towel, his expensive towel. I deserve so much better than a man who peaked in business school and needed his girlfriend to cook, clean, and make him look cultured at dinner parties. Marcus's jaw tightened. Don't make this ugly. Oh honey, you already did that. She walked past them both, head high, and packed 1 suitcase. Just 1. Everything else he'd given her? She left it all. She didn't want his charity. 43 minutes later, she walked out into a Seoul winter night with $47 in cash, no phone plan, and absolutely nowhere to go. The snow started almost immediately, like the universe had a sick sense of humor. Turns out, dying of hypothermia in Korea was just as terrible as it sounded. Celeste had been walking for an hour, her thin Atlanta jacket doing absolutely nothing against the Korean winter. Her fingers were numb. Her face burned. And she was pretty sure she couldn't feel her toes anymore. The streets of Gangnam looked like a fever dream. Neon signs blurring together, luxury cars passing by, beautiful people who looked through her like she was invisible. Which, honestly, she might as well have been. She should call someone. But her phone was dead, and even if it wasn't, who would she call? Maya back in Atlanta who'd warned her not to move across the world for a man? Her mama who'd cried at the airport? Her pride wouldn't let her. Stupid, 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 she muttered through chattering teeth, wrapping her arms around herself. She turned down a side street. Darker, quieter. Maybe she could find a convenience store, warm up, figure out her next move. but the street was empty except for a black Mercedes parked near an alley. That's when she heard voices. Angry voices. In Korean. Celeste's survival instincts screamed at her to turn around. Mind her business. Keep walking. But then she heard the unmistakable sound of someone being hit. Oh no no no, she whispered. Celeste, don't be stupid. Don't. She looked. In the alley, 3 men in dark suits surrounded someone on the ground. The person was bleeding. A lot. And the 3 men had guns. Actual guns. Her heart stopped. Then the man on the ground lifted his head, and even through the blood and snow, Celeste could see his face. Young. Couldn't be older than 16. Terrified. The largest man aimed his gun at the boy's head. Celeste's body moved before her brain caught up. Hey! She screamed, running into the alley. What the hell are you doing? All 3 men turned to stare at her. The boy's eyes went wide with shock. Yeah. Celeste was shocked too. What was she doing? She didn't speak Korean well enough for this. She didn't know these people. She had no weapon, no plan, no. You speak English? The largest man stepped toward her, his gun still drawn. Yes, her voice shook. You can't just kill a kid. What's wrong with you? The man laughed. Actually laughed. Then he said something in Korean to his friends, and they laughed too. Celeste's temper flared through her fear. Oh, so we think murder is funny now? That's hilarious. Really. Comedy gold. You should do stand-up. The man stopped laughing. He raised his gun. At her. OSH. The gunshot cracked through the air. Celeste felt the impact before the pain, a burning explosion in her side that knocked her backward into the snow. She hit the ground hard, her vision blurring. No 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 no. She pressed her hand to her side and it came away red. So much red. The men were arguing in Korean now. Yelling. The boy was crying. Someone's phone rang. Celeste's ears rang. Her vision darkened at the edges. The snow beneath her was turning crimson, and all she could think was, I'm going to die in a Korean alley over a man who didn't love me. What a stupid ending. She heard a car door slam. Footsteps. Running. Please, she whispered to no one. Please, I don't want to. Then there was a new voice. Deep. Furious. Speaking rapid Korean that sounded like a death sentence. More gunshots. Screaming. Celeste tried to keep her eyes open, but the darkness was pulling her under. The last thing she saw was a face above her. Sharp jaw, dark eyes, expensive cologne cutting through the smell of blood. Stay with me, the man said in perfect English, his voice commanding. Don't you dare die. Then strong arms lifted her, and everything went black. Celeste woke up to the smell of coffee and the realization that she wasn't dead. Also, she was naked. Well, not completely naked. She was wearing an expensive silk nightgown that definitely wasn't hers, tucked into sheets with a thread count that probably cost more than her car. What the? She bolted upright and immediately regretted it. Pain exploded through her side, and she gasped, clutching the expensive bandages wrapped around her torso. I wouldn't move too quickly if I were you. Celeste's head whipped toward the voice. Sitting in an armchair by the floor-to-ceiling windows was the most beautiful man she'd ever seen. Korean. Late 20s, maybe early 30s. Sharp jawline, dark eyes that could cut glass, wearing tailored black slacks and a white dress shirt with the sleeves rolled up. He was reading a newspaper like this was totally normal. Who are you? Celeste croaked. Where am I? Why am I? She looked down at the nightgown. Did you undress me? My doctor did, he said calmly, not looking up from his paper. You were bleeding. The bullet went through cleanly, no major damage. You're lucky. Lucky. Her voice rose. I got shot. You ran into an active gang execution. Yes. Not your brightest moment. Celeste stared at him. I'm sorry, who the hell are you? Finally, he lowered the newspaper and looked at her. Those eyes. God. They were intense. And amused. Kang Ji-hoon, he said. And you're in my home. Cool, great. Celeste looked around wildly. The bedroom was massive, all modern luxury, expensive art, a view of Seoul that suggested they were very high up. "And why am I in your home, Mr. Kang?" "Because you saved my nephew's life." He folded the newspaper precisely. "And then you got shot. So I'm repaying the debt." "Nephew. Right. The boy in the alley. Is he okay?" Something shifted in Ji-hoon's expression. "Surprise, maybe. He's fine. Downstairs. Probably eating everything in my kitchen." "Good." Celeste exhaled. Then reality crashed back in. "Wait. Gang execution? You said gang execution. Are you, oh my god. Are you like Korean Mafia?" "The term we prefer is family business." "That's the same thing." Ji-hoon actually smiled. It was devastating. "You have a very expressive face." "Yeah, it's called panic." Celeste tried to stand up and immediately swayed. Ji-hoon was across the room in seconds, catching her by the elbow. Up close, he was even more unfairly attractive. And he smelled like expensive cologne and danger. "Easy," he murmured. "You lost a lot of blood." "I need to leave." Celeste's heart hammered. I have to. "Go where?" His voice was gentle but firm. "You have no money. No phone. No visa sponsor. And if you leave this building, Lee's men will find you." "Lee? The man who shot you. He's very interested in knowing who interfered with his business." Ji-hoon guided her back to the bed. "Sit. Before you pass out." Celeste sat. Her side throbbed. Her head spun. "So what, I'm your prisoner now?" "No." Ji-hoon crouched in front of her, and suddenly they were eye level. "You're my guest. Until it's safe." "And when will that be?" His dark eyes held hers. "When I eliminate the threat." The way he said eliminate made it very clear he wasn't talking about a strongly worded letter. "You're going to kill them," Celeste whispered. "They shot you." His jaw tightened. "So yes." This was insane. She should be terrified. She should demand to leave. Call the police. Something. But instead, all she could think was, when was the last time someone had protected her? "I don't even know you," she said weakly. Ji-hoon stood, and that intensity returned to his expression. "Then let me introduce myself properly. Kang Ji-hoon, CEO of Kang Enterprises. And yes, I run one of Seoul's most powerful organizations. I'm dangerous. I'm violent when necessary. And right now, you're under my protection whether you like it or not." Celeste should run. She knew she should run. Instead, she heard herself say, "Do you have food? Because I'm starving." His surprised laugh was the most beautiful sound she'd ever heard. Turns out, Korean Mafia bosses could cook. Celeste sat at Ji-hoon's massive kitchen island, wrapped in a blanket he'd brought her, watching him move around the kitchen like he belonged there. Which was confusing, because she'd expected someone else to cook. Staff. A chef. Something. "You're staring," he said without turning around. "You're cooking," she shot back. "In an apron. A man who literally just threatened to murder people is making me. Is that kimchi jjigae? You know Korean food? I lived here for 2 years. I'm not completely clueless." She paused. Just mostly clueless, apparently. He glanced over his shoulder, and there was that almost smile again. "The ex-boyfriend? How did you? You were delirious when I found you. Kept saying Marcus and I'm so stupid." Celeste groaned and buried her face in her hands. "Kill me now. Actually, don't. Someone already tried that today." Ji-hoon set a bowl in front of her. The soup smelled incredible. Spicy, rich, comforting. "Eat," he commanded. "You need strength." Celeste picked up the spoon and took a bite. Her eyes widened. "Oh my god. Good. This is better than good. This is, how are you single? Any Korean woman would marry you just for this recipe." Something dark flickered across his expression. I'm not exactly husband material. Because of the whole murder thing? That. And the emotional unavailability. The trust issues. The enemies list. He leaned against the counter, arms crossed. Should I continue? Please don't. I'm already rethinking all my life choices. Celeste took another bite. So what's your deal? Rich Mafia CEO who cooks and saves random women in alleys? That's quite a resume. I don't usually save people, he admitted. But you threw yourself in front of 3 armed men to protect a kid you'd never met. That's either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid. Stupid. Definitely stupid. She met his eyes. But I couldn't just walk away. Why not? Because. She hesitated. Because I know what it's like to be helpless. And I'm done watching people get hurt when I can do something about it. Ji-hoon studied her for a long moment. What's your name? Celeste. Celeste Brown. Well, Celeste Brown. He pushed off the counter and moved closer. You just made yourself a very dangerous friend. Her heart skipped. Is that what we are? Friends? I haven't decided yet. His voice dropped lower. But I'm keeping you close until I do. The way he said it, dark, possessive, protective, made heat pool in her stomach despite everything. That sounds ominous. It should. He reached out and tucked a lock behind her ear, his fingers lingering. Because I don't let go of what's mine. I'm not yours, Celeste breathed, but even she could hear how unconvincing it sounded. Ji-hoon's smile was pure sin. Not yet. Then he walked away, leaving her flustered, confused, and completely forgetting about the soup. What the hell had she gotten herself into? Celeste woke up the second morning in Ji-hoon's penthouse to the sound of laughter. Male laughter. Multiple voices. And the smell of pancakes? She sat up carefully, her side still hurt, but less than yesterday, and realized she was wearing yet another expensive nightgown. This one was navy silk with lace trim. He has a whole collection of these apparently, she muttered, padding toward the bedroom door. The penthouse was even more stunning in daylight. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooked Seoul, modern art that probably cost more than a house, and a living room the size of her childhood home. In the massive kitchen, 3 people were gathered around the island. Ji-hoon, looking unfairly handsome in a black turtleneck and slacks. A teenage boy who had to be the nephew, alive, healthy, currently stuffing his face with pancakes. And another man, older, with a scar across his left cheek and an amused expression. They all turned when she appeared. She's awake. The boy jumped up, nearly knocking over his orange juice. You're the lady who saved me. I'm Tae-hyun. Before Celeste could respond, he'd crossed the room and bowed deeply. Thank you. Thank you so much. Those men were going to, his voice cracked. Celeste's heart squeezed. He was just a kid. 16, maybe 17. Hey, she said softly. You're okay. That's what matters. Because of you. Tae-hyun straightened, eyes shining. Uncle Ji-hoon said you jumped in front of guns for me. That's the craziest thing anyone's ever done. Your uncle's not wrong. The scarred man extended his hand. Kim Dae-young. I handle security for Mr. Kang. Security, Celeste repeated, shaking his hand. Is that code for killing people who threaten the family? Yes. Dae-young grinned. I like her, boss. She catches on quick. Ji-hoon was watching her with that intense gaze that made her skin tingle. Hungry. Starving. But I can make my own. Sit. It wasn't a request. Celeste sat. Tae-hyun bounced into the seat next to her. Uncle Ji-hoon never lets anyone stay here, the boy said conspiratorially. Like, never. You must be really special. Tae-hyun. Ji-hoon's voice held a warning. What? It's true. The boy looked at Celeste with wide eyes. He doesn't even let his girlfriends stay over. I don't have girlfriends, Ji-hoon said flatly, setting a plate of pancakes in front of Celeste. Exactly. Tae-hyun grinned. So this is major. Dae-young snorted into his coffee. Celeste focused very hard on her pancakes, trying not to think about what that meant, or why it made her pulse race. So, she said brightly, changing the subject. What's the plan? When can I leave? The kitchen went silent. Ji-hoon leaned against the counter, arms crossed. You can't. I'm sorry, what? Lee's organization knows someone interfered. They're looking for witnesses. Until I handle this, you're staying here. Handle this, Celeste repeated slowly. You mean kill them? I mean protect you. By keeping me prisoner. By keeping you alive. His voice sharpened. There's a difference. Celeste stood up, ignoring the pain in her side. I didn't ask for your protection. I didn't ask for any of this. No, you just threw yourself into an execution like a hero. Ji-hoon pushed off the counter, moving toward her. Did you think there wouldn't be consequences? I thought I'd die. I didn't think I'd wake up in some Mafia penthouse playing house with. With what? He was close now. Too close. Say it. Her heart hammered. With you. Something blazed in his dark eyes. Is that such a terrible thing? Yes. It should be. He was dangerous. Criminal. Everything she should run from. But God help her, when he looked at her like that. Uncle Ji-hoon, Taehyun interrupted nervously. Maybe we should. Give us a moment, Ji-hoon said, never breaking eye contact with Celeste. Dae-young immediately stood. Come on, kid. Let's go check the security feeds. But I want to see if they... Now, Taehyun. The boy scrambled after Dae-young, leaving Celeste alone with Ji-hoon. The silence stretched between them, charged and dangerous. I can't stay here, Celeste said quietly. I have no money. No visa. No life in Korea anymore. Then build a new one. Just like that. Just like that. He stepped closer. Work for me. She laughed. Doing what? I'm not exactly Mafia material. You're smart. Brave. You speak English and Korean. His eyes roamed her face. And you're honest. Do you know how rare that is in my world? I got shot, Ji-hoon. I'm not brave. I'm just stupid. You saved my nephew. His voice dropped. My family. That makes you untouchable in my organization. Untouchable, she whispered. Unless you want to be touched. The words hung between them. Then that's different. Heat flooded her body. This was insane. She'd known him for 2 days. He was a criminal. She should be scared. Instead, she heard herself ask, and do you want to touch me? Ji-hoon's jaw tightened. For a moment, she thought he might close the distance between them. Kiss her. Claim her the way his eyes promised he could. But then he stepped back, and the moment shattered. Get dressed, he said roughly. We're going out. Out? You just said it wasn't safe. It's not. But you're going crazy cooped up here. A ghost of a smile. And I promised you a new life. Time to show you what that looks like. 20 minutes later, Celeste was in the back of Ji-hoon's Mercedes, wearing clothes that had mysteriously appeared in her room. Designer jeans, a cashmere sweater, a coat that probably cost more than her monthly rent used to. You have a whole women's wardrobe just available? She asked. I have resources, Ji-hoon said cryptically. Dae-young was driving. Taehyun sat in the front passenger seat, practically vibrating with excitement. Where are we going? Celeste asked. You'll see. They drove through Seoul, past Gangnam's luxury shops, through neighborhoods Celeste had never seen, until they reached a quieter area. More residential. Tree-lined streets, despite the winter. The car stopped in front of a beautiful traditional Hanok house, renovated but keeping its historical charm. What is this? Celeste breathed. Yours, Ji-hoon said simply. If you want it. Her head whipped toward him. I'm sorry, what? You need a place to stay. This house has been empty for months. It's secure. Safe. And it's yours as long as you work for me. Celeste's mind reeled. Work for you doing what, exactly? I have international business dealings. I need someone who understands both Korean and American culture. Someone I can trust. His eyes met hers. Someone who isn't afraid of me. I am afraid of you, she admitted. Liar. He opened his car door. Come see the house. It was beautiful. Traditional Korean architecture mixed with modern luxury. Heated floors. A garden. A kitchen that made her heart ache. This is too much, Celeste said as they stood in the master bedroom. Ji-hoon, I can't accept. You saved Tae-hyun. This doesn't even begin to repay that debt. I don't want to owe you. Then don't think of it as a debt. He turned to face her. Think of it as the beginning of something new. The way he said it made her shiver. And if I say no? Then I find you somewhere else. Somewhere safe. Until you're ready to leave Korea. He stepped closer. But I think you'll say yes. Why? Because you're done running. His hand came up to cup her cheek. And so am I. Before she could overthink it, before fear could stop her, Celeste leaned into his touch. One condition, she whispered. Name it. No more secrets. If I'm working for you, living in your house, I need to know what I'm getting into. Ji-hoon's thumb traced her lower lip. You're getting into a dangerous world, Celeste. With a dangerous man. Are you sure you want that? Her heart raced. Maybe I'm tired of safe. His eyes darkened. Careful what you wish for. Then his phone rang. Sharp and urgent. Ji-hoon cursed in Korean and stepped back, answering it. His expression changed immediately. Hardened. When? He snapped. How many? Celeste's stomach dropped. He hung up and turned to her. We need to go. Now. What's wrong? Lee's men just hit one of my warehouses. 3 of my people are dead. The world tilted. Oh God, Celeste breathed. This is because of me, isn't it? This is because Lee is challenging my territory. Ji-hoon's voice was ice. But yes. He's escalating because he knows I'm protecting you. Then let me go. I'll leave Korea. No. The word was final. Absolute. You're mine to protect now. That doesn't change. People are dying. People die in this life. He gripped her shoulders. But you won't be one of them. I promise. Before she could respond, Dae-young burst through the door. Boss. We have a problem. Another one? Lee's second-in-command just posted your address on the dark web. Every rival organization in Seoul now knows where you live. Ji-hoon's expression went deadly calm. Evacuation protocol. Now. Everything happened fast. Tae-hyun was rushed to the car. Dae-young was barking orders into his phone. And Ji-hoon was pulling Celeste close, his body shielding hers. Stay with me, he commanded. No matter what happens, you stay with me. They were halfway to the car when the first gunshot rang out. Glass shattered. Tae-hyun screamed. And Ji-hoon pushed Celeste to the ground, covering her body with his as bullets tore through the beautiful Hanok house. I've got you, he murmured against her ear. I've got you. And despite the chaos, despite the terror, Celeste believed him. The safe house was a luxury apartment in Itaewon, 30 floors up, bulletproof windows, and enough security to protect a president. Celeste sat on the leather couch, hands shaking, while Ji-hoon paced the room like a caged tiger. He was on his phone, speaking rapid Korean that sounded like death threats. Tae-hyun was in the bedroom with Dae-young, hopefully sleeping off the adrenaline. No, Ji-hoon snarled into the phone. I want Lee found tonight. I don't care what it costs. Celeste hugged herself, trying to stop shaking. People had died today. Shot at. All because she tried to help. Hey. Suddenly Ji-hoon was crouching in front of her, phone gone. Look at me. She met his eyes. This is not your fault, he said firmly. 3 of your people are dead. Because Lee is a coward who strikes at soft targets instead of facing me directly. This would have happened eventually. You didn't cause this. But I accelerated it. Maybe. He took her hand. Or maybe you gave me a reason to finish this war I've been avoiding for months. His thumb traced circles on her palm, and despite everything, heat bloomed under her skin. You're insane, she whispered. This whole situation is insane. Agreed. His lips quirked. But you're still here. Because I have nowhere else to go. Liar. He stood, pulling her up with him. You're here because you want to be. The protest died on her lips because he was right. She could have demanded he send her away. Could have called the embassy. Could have run. But she hadn't. Why are you really doing this? She asked. Protecting me? It can't just be because of Taehyun. Ji-hoon's expression shuttered. Can't it? No. Because you're risking your organization. Your life. That's not strategy. That's personal. For a long moment, he just looked at her. Then, when I found you bleeding in that alley, something in me shifted. I've seen hundreds of people hurt. Killed. It never bothered me before. And I did. You were dying to save someone you didn't know. In my world, that doesn't happen. People don't sacrifice themselves for strangers. His jaw tightened. But you did. And I realized I'd spend the rest of my life wondering what kind of person does that. Celeste's breath caught. Ji-hoon. So yes, it's personal. He stepped closer. Everything about you is personal. The air between them crackled. I should be scared of you, Celeste whispered. You should. His hand came up to cup her face. I'm not a good man, Celeste. I've killed. I'll kill again. I live in darkness. Then why do I feel safe with you? Because you're just as crazy as I am. Then he kissed her. It wasn't gentle. It was claiming, possessive, 2 days of tension exploding into heat. His hands tangled in her locks, and she gripped his shirt, pulling him closer. When they finally broke apart, both breathing hard, Celeste laughed. What? Ji-hoon asked, lips swollen. We're in a safe house. People want us dead. Your organization is at war. And we're making out like teenagers. His smile was devastating. I haven't felt like a teenager in 15 years. This is new. Good new or bad new? Dangerous new. He pulled back slightly. We should stop. Probably. Neither of them moved. Celeste. Her name was a warning. Ji-hoon. She matched his tone. If we do this, if we cross this line, there's no going back. You'll be mine. Completely. In my world, that means. I know what it means. She cut him off. I'm not stupid. Dating you makes me a target. A weakness. I get it. Then why are you still here? Because I'm tired of playing it safe. Safe got me abandoned in the snow. Safe got me shot. She met his eyes. Maybe it's time I tried dangerous. Ji-hoon groaned. You're going to destroy me. Good. She grinned. You can afford it. He laughed, actually laughed, and pulled her back into his arms. One date, he murmured against her lips. Let me take you on one proper date before the world explodes. When? Now. Now? Ji-hoon, there are people trying to kill us. Which is exactly why we should do this now. His eyes gleamed. Live dangerously, remember? 30 minutes later, Celeste found herself on the rooftop of the Itaewon building, wearing a dress that had mysteriously appeared. Ji-hoon's resources were getting creepy, overlooking Seoul at night. A table was set with candles, expensive wine, and food that smelled incredible. How did you? This was 30 minutes. I have people. Ji-hoon pulled out her chair. Sit. She sat. This is insane. You keep saying that. Because it keeps being true. She gestured around. We're having a romantic rooftop dinner while your Mafia organization is literally at war. Which is exactly why we're doing this. He poured her wine. In my life, tomorrow isn't guaranteed. So when I want something, I take it. And you want me? Desperately. The word hung between them. Celeste's heart raced. We barely know each other. Then let's fix that. He raised his glass. Ask me anything. 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 She thought for a moment. Okay. Why did you become this? Mafia boss, criminal, whatever you call it. Ji-hoon's expression darkened. My father ran the organization before me. I was supposed to be legitimate, go to university, become a lawyer, stay clean. But when I was 22, a rival family killed my parents. Shot them in their own home. Oh my God, Ji-hoon. I had a choice. Let the organization fall apart, or step up. So I stepped up. He took a drink. And I've been stepping up ever since. Do you regret it? Every day. His honesty shocked her. But I'm good at it. And it keeps my family safe. That matters more than my soul. Celeste reached across the table and took his hand. I don't think your soul is as dark as you think. You don't know what I've done. Maybe not. But I know what you've done for me. For Taehyun. That counts. Something shifted in his expression. Softened. Your turn. Tell me about Atlanta. About the life you left. So she did. She told him about her family. Her mama who worked 3 jobs, her little sister who wanted to be a doctor, her grandmother who raised her after her daddy left. She told him about pageants and dreams of modeling, about taking the job at the diner to save money, about meeting Marcus. He promised me everything, she said quietly. And I was stupid enough to believe him. You weren't stupid. You were hopeful. There's a difference. Is there? Because hope got me abandoned in the snow. No. His cowardice did that. Ji-hoon's voice hardened. You want me to handle him? Because I can make one phone call. No. Celeste laughed despite herself. Do not murder my ex-boyfriend. I wasn't going to murder him. Maybe just strongly encourage him to apologize. With what, a gun? I was thinking a baseball bat, but gun works too. She shouldn't laugh. This wasn't funny. But the image of Ji-hoon threatening Marcus with a bat was somehow hilarious. You're terrible, she said, still giggling. You're laughing. That doesn't make it okay. Doesn't make it wrong either. He stood and walked around the table, extending his hand. Dance with me. There's no music. So. He pulled her up, and suddenly she was in his arms, swaying to silence under the Seoul stars. This was insane. All of it. But as Ji-hoon held her close, his heartbeat steady against hers, Celeste couldn't bring herself to care. Thank you, she whispered. For what? For seeing me. Not the maid, not the ex-girlfriend, not the victim. Just me. Ji-hoon's arms tightened around her. I see you, Celeste Brown. Every part of you. And I'm not letting go. They swayed together, and for the first time since coming to Korea, Celeste felt like she was exactly where she belonged. The moment shattered when Ji-hoon's phone buzzed. He checked it, and his entire demeanor changed. Went cold. Lethal. What is it? Celeste asked. Lee. His voice was ice. He just sent a message. What kind of message? Ji-hoon turned his phone so she could see. It was a photo. Of them. On this rooftop. Dancing. The caption read in English, beautiful couple. Would be a shame if something happened. Celeste's blood ran cold. How did he? He has eyes everywhere. Ji-hoon was already moving, pulling her toward the door. We need to go. Now. But I thought this building was secure. It was. Which means he has someone on the inside. The elevator dinged. They both froze. Ji-hoon pushed Celeste behind him, pulling a gun from. Where had he been hiding that? Stay behind me, he commanded. The elevator doors opened. It was Dae-young, but he wasn't alone. He had a gun pointed at his own head, and behind him stood a man Celeste didn't recognize. "Mr. Kang," the stranger said in accented English. "Lee sends his regards." "Let him go," Ji-hoon's voice was deadly calm. "Can't do that. See, I have orders. You get to choose." The man pressed the gun harder against Dae-young's temple. "Your brother-in-arms, or your pretty little girlfriend. One of them dies tonight. You pick." The world stopped. Celeste looked at Dae-young, loyal, funny Dae-young who'd made jokes this morning. Who'd protected Tae-hyun. Then at Ji-hoon. This man who'd saved her, protected her, made her feel alive again. "No," she whispered. "Don't make him choose. Take me. Let them go." Celeste no, Ji-hoon started. But she was already stepping forward. "Take me instead," she said firmly. "I'm the one Lee wants, right? Because I interfered. So take me. Let them live." The stranger smiled. "Brave. Stupid but brave. But see, that's not how this works. Mr. Kang has to make the choice. Has to live with it." "I'll make the choice," a new voice said. Everyone turned. Tae-hyun stood in the stairwell doorway, holding a gun that looked comically large in his teenage hands. "Let them all go," the boy said, voice shaking. "Or I shoot you." The stranger laughed. "Kid, you don't even know how to." Tae-hyun fired. The bullet hit the stranger's shoulder, and he screamed, dropping his gun. Dae-young immediately spun, disarming him completely. In seconds, Ji-hoon had the stranger on the ground, gun to his head. "Message for Lee," Ji-hoon said coldly. "This ends tomorrow. He wants war? He's got it." Then he pulled the trigger. Celeste flinched at the gunshot. The stranger's body slumped. It was over in seconds. Tae-hyun dropped the gun and immediately burst into tears. "I killed someone. Oh my God, You saved us," Celeste rushed to him, pulling him into her arms. "You were so brave." "I was so scared," the boy sobbed. Brave and scared can happen at the same time. Ji-hoon was already on the phone, barking orders. Cleanup crew. Evacuation. War protocols. When he finally hung up, he looked at all of them. Celeste holding Tae-hyun, Dae-young nursing a bruised temple. "We end this tomorrow," he said quietly. "No more running. No more hiding. I'm finishing this." "How?" Celeste asked. His smile was terrifying. "By giving Lee exactly what he wants. A meeting. Face to face." "That's suicide." "No." His eyes met hers. "That's justice. And I'm very good at delivering it." The next morning, Celeste woke up alone. She knew before she even checked. Ji-hoon was gone. A note on the pillow read, "Stay here. I'll come back to you. I promise." "JH. Absolutely not," Celeste muttered, throwing off the covers. She found Tae-hyun and Dae-young in the living room, both looking exhausted. "Where is he?" she demanded. "The meeting with Lee," Dae-young said quietly. "It's happening now." "And you let him go alone?" "He didn't give us a choice. Ordered us to stay here and protect you." "Protect me? I don't need," Celeste stopped. Took a breath. "Take me to him." "Miss Brown, with all respect, that's not." "I saved your life last night, Dae-young. You owe me. Take me to him. Now." The man hesitated, then nodded. "You're just as stubborn as he is." "Fine. But you follow my orders exactly. Deal." "Deal." The meeting was in a warehouse in Incheon, neutral territory, supposedly. Celeste and Dae-young watched from a distance, hidden on a second-floor catwalk. Below, Ji-hoon stood alone in the center of the empty space. Across from him, Lee entered with 10 armed men. "Kang Ji-hoon," Lee called out. "You're either very brave or very stupid to come alone." "I'm neither." Ji-hoon's voice was calm. "I'm just done with this game." "Game? You killed 3 of my men. You shot an innocent woman. You attacked my family. You declared this war. I'm just finishing it." Lee laughed. "With what army? You're alone. I have 10 guns pointed at you right now. Am I alone? Ji-hoon snapped his fingers. Suddenly, the warehouse was flooded with light. Doors burst open from every direction, and at least 30 men in black suits poured in, all armed, all surrounding Lee's small group. Lee's face went white. You were saying? Ji-hoon asked mildly. This is a trap. This is justice. You have 2 choices, Lee. Leave Seoul tonight and never come back. Or die here. Choose. From her hiding spot, Celeste watched in awe. This was Ji-hoon in his element. Commanding, powerful, absolutely in control. Lee was shaking now. You can't just, I have connections. Resources. Had. Ji-hoon corrected. Past tense. While you were planning this meeting, I was buying out your connections. Freezing your accounts. Dismantling your organization piece by piece. He stepped closer. You're finished, Lee. The only question is whether you leave vertical or horizontal. It was brutal. Cold. Absolutely terrifying. And somehow, Celeste had never been more attracted to him. This isn't over, Lee spat. Yes, Ji-hoon said quietly. It is. He nodded to his men. In seconds, Lee and his crew were disarmed, forced to their knees. Get them out of my city, Ji-hoon commanded. If I see any of them again, kill on sight. As Lee was dragged away, screaming threats, Ji-hoon's phone rang. He answered, listened, and his entire expression changed. Softened. She's here, isn't she? He said into the phone, looking up directly at where Celeste was hiding. She froze. How did he? Get down here, Celeste, Ji-hoon called out. I know you're watching. Busted. Dae-young grimaced. I'm going to get so fired. Probably, Celeste agreed, then headed for the stairs. Ji-hoon was waiting for her at the bottom, arms crossed, trying to look angry. But his eyes were warm. I told you to stay at the safe house, he said. And I ignored you. Surprise. You could have been killed. So could you. She poked his chest. You think I was just going to sit there and wait? Not knowing if you were okay. That was the plan, yes. Well, your plan sucked. She poked him again. Next time you go to war, I'm coming with you. There won't be a next time. Promise. Promise. He pulled her close, and suddenly they were nose to nose. It's over, Celeste. Lee's gone. The threats eliminated. You're safe. The weight of his words hit her. Safe. I'm actually safe. You were always safe with me. His thumb traced her cheek. But now you're free too. Free. She could leave Korea. Go back to Atlanta. Start over. The thought made her chest ache. What if I don't want to leave? She whispered. Ji-hoon's eyes darkened. What are you saying? I'm saying maybe Korea isn't so bad. Maybe I like the food. The culture. She smiled. The extremely dangerous mafia boss who keeps saving my life. Celeste. I'm saying I want to stay, Ji-hoon. Here. With you. If you'll have me. For a moment, he just stared at her. Then he kissed her like she was oxygen and he'd been drowning. When they broke apart, both breathless, he pressed his forehead to hers. I love you, he said simply. I know it's fast. I know it's crazy. But I love you. Celeste's heart soared. I love you too. Even though you're terrifying and dangerous and probably terrible for my life expectancy. He laughed. I'll protect you. I know. She kissed him again. But I can protect myself too. I know that too. His arms tightened around her. Stay with me. Not because you have nowhere else to go. Not because you owe me. But because you want to. I want to, she said firmly. I really, really want to. Then you're mine. And you're mine. Deal. They sealed it with a kiss that made Dae-young and Ji-hoon's 30 men very pointedly look away. 3 months later, Celeste stood in the beautiful Hanok house, now fully renovated and actually hers. The garden was blooming despite the early spring cold. The kitchen was full of the smell of kimchi jjigae. Ji-hoon had taught her his recipe. And the man she loved was currently arguing with Tae-hyun about video games in the living room. That's cheating. Tae-hyun yelled. It's strategy. Ji-hoon shot back. Celeste smiled. Her phone buzzed with a text from Maya in Atlanta. Girl, you're dating a mafia boss? This is the most insane glow-up I've ever seen. Your ex is probably sick. Celeste laughed and typed back, actually, I heard Marcus got dumped by Minji last month. Karma's real. What's so funny? Ji-hoon appeared behind her, wrapping his arms around her waist. Just telling Maya about us. And what did you tell her? That I got shot, saved by the Mafia, fell in love with my dangerous rescuer, and now I'm living my best rom-com life in Seoul. Sounds like fiction. Sounds like us. She turned in his arms. No regrets. Not one. He kissed her softly. You. Well, I do regret getting shot. That hurt. Understandable. And I regret not trying your cooking sooner. You've been holding out on me. I'll make it up to you. Promise. Promise. His eyes darkened. Starting now. He kissed her deeper, and Celeste melted into him, still amazed that this was her life now. Uncle Jae-hoon. Tae-hyun yelled from the living room. Stop making out with Celeste and come lose to me at video games. They broke apart, both laughing. He's not wrong, Ji-hoon admitted. I am terrible at video games. But great at everything else, Celeste teased. Everything. His eyebrow arched. Almost everything. She grinned. You're still working on your breakfast pancakes. They were a little burnt yesterday. I was distracted. By what? You. Wearing my shirt. Being unfairly beautiful in my kitchen. Heat pooled in her stomach. Flatterer. Truth teller. He pulled her closer, his hands sliding to her waist. Move in with me. Officially. I already spend every night at your place. Then make it official. Bring your things. Your life. Everything. I want you completely. Celeste's heart raced. This was fast. Crazy. Everything she'd promised herself she wouldn't do again. But Ji-hoon wasn't Marcus. He'd proven that every single day for 3 months. Okay, she whispered. Okay. Yes. I'll move in with you. She kissed him. But I'm keeping this house for when you annoy me. Fair. He grinned. I can be very annoying. Extremely annoying. Tae-hyun called. They both laughed. As Ji-hoon led her back to the living room, to his nephew, to video games, to the family she'd somehow found in the most unexpected place, Celeste realized something. She'd come to Korea looking for love and found betrayal. But then she'd found something better. Something real. She'd found home. And it looked like danger, tasted like kimchi jjigae, and felt like the safest place in the world. That night, as Celeste lay in Ji-hoon's arms, her phone buzzed with an email. Subject, regarding Marcus Chan urgent. She opened it. Miss Brown, this is Attorney Park from Seoul Immigration. We need to speak with you regarding Marcus Chen's visa fraud case. Your testimony could help prosecute. Please call at your earliest convenience. Celeste smiled. Karma really was beautiful. She showed Ji-hoon the email. Want me to handle it? He asked, his voice dark. Legally or illegally? Your choice. Legally, she decided. He's not worth the illegal route. As you wish. He kissed her temple. Though my way would be more satisfying. I'm sure it would. She snuggled closer. But I don't need revenge. I have you. That's better than anything I could do to him. Ji-hoon's arms tightened around her. I love you, Celeste Brown. I love you too, Kang Ji-hoon. She grinned. My dangerous, terrifying, absolutely perfect mafia boyfriend. Fiancé, he corrected. Celeste sat up. What? Ji-hoon reached into his nightstand and pulled out a small box. Inside was a ring. Simple, elegant, perfect. Marry me, he said simply. Not because it's practical. Not because it's safe. But because I can't imagine my life without you in it. Tears filled her eyes. Ji-hoon. You said you wanted danger, he continued. Well, marrying me is the most dangerous thing you could do. I'll make enemies. I'll bring chaos. But I will love you every single day for the rest of our lives. Celeste laughed through her tears. That's the worst proposal ever. Is it working? Yes, you idiot. Yes, I'll marry you. He slipped the ring on her finger and kissed her like she was the only thing that mattered. And maybe in his dangerous world, she was. That's part 1. But trust me, this story is far from over. Part 2 drops soon, and you're not ready for what happens at their wedding. Let's just say, someone crashes it. Violently. If you're not subscribed yet, what are you doing? Hit that button. Drop a like. And tell me in the comments, Team Celeste should have stayed in Atlanta, or Team Mafia romance for life? I need to know. See you in part 2.